So, my name is Nick Flores. I am a junior, class of 2012. I am an anthropology major and working on a women's studies minor. My story, as far as like coming to DePaul, is a bit interesting. So, I once received like a postcard in the mail, and it said DePaul, and I initially thought it was a school in Chicago. So, it was one of those like, no, so I threw it away. A few days later, I get an email from DePaul. And I decided to apply because I took the common application, and that was kind of one of my main criterion, is that if schools didn't take the common application, then I wasn't gonna like apply, because I was just like kind of lazy in that way. But it ended up working out really well. Was accepted, came on a visit my senior year, and as cliche as this really does sound, when I came here, I toured, sat in on a class, and it felt right. It really honestly did. It felt like I could spend the next 4 years of my life here at the university and kind of grow intellectually and be in an environment that was more or less conducive for that. I'm involved with quite a bit, and I didn't realize it until just recently. But freshman year I was really involved with like the debate team, and I did that for an entire year, and I did it a little bit my sophomore year, and I really enjoyed that. It was really awesome. I worked with D3 TV and was an anchor and reporter there for a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. Involved with student government as well. I've served on the executive board for that the past 2 years as parliamentarian, but then also my freshman year kind of being, at the time, a Congress rep. And so, yeah, it's been really, really awesome and amazing. And again, going back to like DePaul kind of being the place or the space for me to kind of like grow intellectually, and then also apply that, kind of what I'm learning has also been amazing, because I really I'm service oriented. So I'm also a Bonner Scholar, and so we are required to commit at least 10 hours of community service every week, and so it's a service oriented kind of scholarship, which is amazing. Because even prior to coming to the university, I had kind of grown up with service as a part of me. So I've worked with like the City of Greencastle and their Sustainability Commission, and for a few years I was, and am to this day, really involved, or try to be as involved as I can, with kind of environmental movements on this campus. 2 semesters ago, I was involved with the DePaul Environmental Policy Project, or DEP for short, and was part of more or less the guinea pig kind of version, or like kind of starting off program of going to the State House regularly. And so there are courses now, and there's a semester where students can apply for, and if they're accepted, can go to the State House and work on legislative issues. And so, but here recently, I have taken on an internship at the Compton Center as part of like my Bonner placement, and that's been really amazing, because I'm getting to utilize my skills and my resources and my like kind of more or less knowledge working towards social justice. And there particularly, I'm working on LGBTQ rights. In that same vein, as far as like LGBTQ rights, I'm also involved with United DePaul, which is the organization on campus that raises those issues as well for the LGBT community. So I'm actually the secretary for that. One of my more recent awesome experiences here at DePaul, and that's my winter term in service trip to India. And that was probably one of the most empowering, inspirational, like humbling experiences of my entire life. I learned so much about myself, I learned so much about the United States, I learned so much about like India, I learned so much about the people of India, I learned so much about the people of the United States. Like, I mean, just everything is encapsulated, and it may be more encapsulated, but there are added layers to everything now, I feel like. And that was provided to me by the winter term in service like office and kind of what we were doing. And so we did a lot of like NGO shadowing while we were in India, and so it was really awesome to kind of see and work with organizations on issues ranging from poverty, gender inequality, there are remnants of the caste system within India as well, education, the environment. I mean, take any said issue we have in the United States, and it's in India as well. And so recognizing those parallels was really an amazing experience to like know that even on the other side of the world there are people working on social justice issues, human rights issues, and who are just as passionate, who are doing the work, who are doing things that need to be done in order for like people to have a better life across the board, which is awesome. And it was so inspiring, and so just like it shook me to my core really. And I'm still in the process of kind of like taking it all in and like talking it out and kind of reflecting on it still, and kind of more or less kind of trying to decide what I want to do with the information, kind of like with what I gained and how do I utilize it and like put it to good use, because I feel like that's also a part of it, is like going somewhere, learning a lot about it, but then like taking what you're learning and then like utilizing it and sharing your story, and I think that's probably the most important.
You're unbelievable.